All right. So tonight, we have a really special event, and this is recording because of time zones, but Katrina Boyle is going to be sharing her way of showing the plan. For anybody who has been around this business for a long time, already know what that means. If you have not and you are new here, basically this is her way of sharing a little bit of how the business works. So if you are interested in building your business this way, or if you are coaching people who are interested in moving forward and making money, people on HealthPointe, this is going to be hopefully really, really helpful for you. So without further ado, pull that up and we will get started. All right, can everybody see that? Oh, yeah, there we go. Awesome. All right, here we go.
One and only Katrina Boyle. She is a gifted communicator, a gifted teacher, and I promise you, you will learn something you never knew before, because I know that's going to happen to me tonight, and I'm excited about that. She's amazing, so I am going to hand you straight over to her. She is a Founder's Emerald. She's helped, which actually means she's helping a lot of people, get healthy and change their lives, which is just phenomenal. So over to you, KB Boyle.
Well, thank you so much, Sandy. I really appreciate it. And Sandy has literally arrived right now in order to be here tonight. And we're ever so grateful to have you as our MC tonight. We know that it's going to be fun and entertaining when Sandy is in the MCC. Look, I'm really excited about presenting the business presentation tonight. You know, I show this presentation many, many times a month, but when you get to present it to everyone and share a little bit of your story, it makes it a little bit more unique. So let's get into it. Look, when, you know, for me, I started out my journey basically, you know, just like all of you, I wanted to get healthy. And you know, I lost some weight. I felt more energized. I was clear in my thinking. I started to be more confident. In fact, I wanted to do the program so that I could actually be more confident on stage and on camera because I had a business where I was speaking. And so I was starting to do all of that. But I guess what changed for me, and I'm just noticing that these slides are not coming through very clearly on the presentation. So let's just see, we'll do the best we possibly can. But, you know, what really changed for me was actually up the top right-hand side there, which was when I started to share the joy with others. That was when things really made a difference. And what I mean by that is, I mean, prior to this, I'd had a corporate career for about 20 years. I'd started my own business in consulting and coaching, and I had young kids, all kids in school, so all kids under 12 years of age. And I got myself to a situation where I was so incredibly busy with work and with family that I wasn't looking after my health. And once I got on board this program, all I wanted to do was just care for myself, care for my health, and really I wasn't, I know this sounds really selfish, but I wasn't much interested in helping I wasn't really interested in helping other people. I wasn't interested in a community. I just wanted to lose weight, and I'd come in with very much an understanding of losing weight is change your food, do a bit more exercise, and everything will be sweet. So that's all I was looking for. But the thing that changed was when I started to share joy with other people. In fact, the first person I paid it forward to was my big sister. And I remember sitting across the table with her. She had got herself into a situation where, you know, mentally she was, you know, really not doing great. She'd become quite reclusive because of her weight and her physical health and her mental health. And it was breaking my heart. When I saw her start doing this program and come alive again, wow, it made a massive difference to me. Like, I could see what happened to her. She got more confident. You know, she just came out of herself, and it was just so beautiful to watch. And the other person I paid it forward to was my dad. For those of you who've heard much about my dad, I mean, he's probably the you know, I just love him absolutely dearly. One of my favourite, you know, men in the world, outside of my husband and my boys. And unfortunately for my dad, he basically went through a lot of his life kind of operating as like a high-functioning alcoholic. And when he joined this program, he started to get healthy. I was always worried about his health. He had kind of early signs of heart disease, early signs of diabetes, and I was so worried about him, and that, you know, he would lose his life earlier. All the men in his family had died early, and I was really worried about that. And so when he started the program, oh my goodness, it really anchored me in and changed me. I mean, it was entertaining sometimes because he'd submit his journal, and he would have a glass of wine at dinner time, and I'd say, Dad, you can't have wine while you're on the program. He said, oh yeah, that's just my fruit. And so I'm like, Dad, no, you can't do that. But look, the wonderful news is that not only did he lose the weight, not only did he get healthy, but he's now been alcohol-free for a number of years. So that was really the thing that made the difference for me. The other thing is, I just want to point you to this little hearts up on the top right-hand side. And for a lot of my life, particularly my adult life, I had this affirmation, which was, I make a positive difference every day. And at the time when I joined the program, through my consulting business, I wasn't really making a positive difference. In fact, I was working with a lot of organisations where I was making lots of people redundant. So I didn't really feel like I was making a positive difference. But when I came into this environment, talking about this concept of pay it forward, and Peter and I actually watched the movie Pay It Forward with the kids. And what I loved about it was the story of one person having a positive difference on another person. And when you did that, that would then flow on to help others. In fact, they did these mathematical equations, 3, 9, 27, and it was like this multiplier effect. And I thought, wow, that's what we can do in this community. Like, here I was trying to make a positive difference on my own. Imagine if I could just make a positive difference to a few people who could then make a positive difference to others. And that's why, that's what I really love about that little heart diagram, because I think that's what this is that if I have a positive difference made to me, I can take this gift and give it to other people. So let's get into it, and I'll share a bit with you. So obviously you've joined the program. We're all working together as a team. There's you, you've got a coach, you've got the Amway products and the coupons that you get, and then of course you've got this beautiful community and access to our audio, and of course the HealthPointe program and Network 25. You've got access to all these amazing products. You're already purchasing these products, you're using them, and they are helping you feel amazing. And of course, you have access to an Amway account. Now, for those of you who know our story, when we first came on board, I first looked at the program in October. Peter was like, I'm not doing Amway. We're not joining Amway. That's just not happening. So we didn't actually get started until the January because he was so anti-Amway. I'd only ever had a good experience with Amway. My other sister was in Amway when I was younger. She loved it. As well as that, our children had all of these allergies when they were young, so we actually used all of their products. We used all their washing powders and skincare and all sorts of things because we knew the quality of the products that they produce. So, again, you are using products from a very, very reputable company who's been around for 60 years. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. So I guess when you get to this stage of your journey, a bit like me, it's like, well, what else is possible? I only ever wanted to lose weight, but then I was like, well, what else is possible? If I could help 2 people, what else could I do? So then I started to imagine the possibilities. And I remember when I went to my first business presentation, they put a slide up like this. And I was like, oh, yeah, earn extra income. That would be fabulous. At the time in my consulting business, I basically up another job. You know, I really did need extra income because my consulting business, like while I was working, I was earning lots of money, but not working, I'm not earning any money. I definitely wanted to be able to travel, but in fact, I did a lot of travel for my work. So I didn't want to travel. I wanted to travel to places that weren't workplaces. Definitely wanted different financial options. You know, I felt like we were really stuck in a rut from a financial perspective. Ironically, I didn't think I needed personal development, but a typical choleric style, I thought I knew it all. But I certainly learned a lot, and oh my goodness, personal development has probably been the biggest journey that I've been on, that's for sure. I definitely wanted less worry. You know, Peter and I had a very high stress life. Like I said, I was either stressed about having lots of work on as a consultant, or if I didn't have lots of work on, I was stressed about not having enough money. And I had completely no balance. So I guess for you, what do you want? You know, why don't you pop into the chat box? If you were to choose one of those things, what would it be? And feel free, you know, if it's earn extra income, how much do you want? You know, like, let's share around, pop it in the chat box, and let's hear, what do you want? What would you do if you had the opportunity? You know, if dreams are free, then why not imagine the possibilities? So what if you could do all of those things that you want to do? Everything that's on that page, what if you could do all of that? And actually all you needed to do was share your story and help others feel as great as you do. Okay, it's pretty simple. So let's get back to basics. You are already part of a team. Okay, there's you, there's a coach, you've got a leader as well. You're already part of an amazing team, and I'm sure you love your HealthPointe team. And basically, we're definitely missing some stuff off this diagram, so I'll just have to paint a picture for you. I don't know why it's not coming through for you. But what happens is there's you, and imagine if on this page there was 5 other dots, and those dots are people that you pay it forward to. And just like I was saying to you before, that the pay it forward movie talks about pay it forward to 3, that helps 6, that helps 9. Well, the same thing happens when you pay it forward to 5. By the time you pay it forward to about 5 people, those 5 people start to pay it forward to other people. And all of a sudden you've got this little team. And what's wonderful about this is when you've got this size little team happening, about 15 people, you start to pay for your supplements every month. Might even pay for a bit of skincare as well, or some homewares. And then, of course, there's lots of dots missing off this page. So apologies, I'm going to have to really paint this picture for you. So what I want you to do is imagine that by this time, you've actually paid it forward to about 10 people. And when you paid it forward to 10, maybe 10 or 15 of your friends, your family, then they start to pay it forward to others. And just like that movie says, that is actually going to be exponential. And then all of a sudden, the 10 to 15 people that you pay it forward to is going to turn into 30 to 50 people that are actually within your team. Now, the interesting thing is, because of the butterfly effect of this, you paying it forward to 10 to 15 people, the butterfly effect of that, what happens is that you end up, by this stage, you're not just paying for your supplements, you're earning anywhere between, you know, $1,500 and $2,500, if not $3,000 per month out of this. Okay, so you're really starting to get a bit of extra income. And you can start to see that some of the possibilities on that chart we saw before could actually come to reality. Now, once you have paid it forward to 10 to 15 people, well, guess what? By this stage, you are loving it. You are so much loving helping other people. You want to pay it forward to more. By the time you paid it forward to about 20 to 30 people, those 20 to 30 people are also doing the same thing. This is like exponential compound butterfly effect that you're having on people. And by this stage, there's about 100 to 150 people that have been affected by you helping 20 or 30 people. And not only that, by this stage, you are generating about $47,000 of income. I would love you to put into the chat box now, what would you do with an extra $4,000 a month? I don't know, you know, what would you do? Pay off a home loan? Put some money aside and save it for your children? Yeah, pay off a mortgage? Okay, have a think about that. What would you do with an extra $4,000 a month? And remember, this is on top of this. You don't have to stop working for this. You go and keep doing your other job, and you do this over and over. This is something you do outside of hours of your normal job. Ooh. The other wonderful thing that comes from this business opportunity is once you go and do all of that I just mentioned, and you pay it forward and you help other people and you get all the joys of being able to do that and the purpose that it gives you, not only do you get that, but you get these amazing, fully paid business trips. Last year we went to Dubai, we went to Fiji, this year we're going to Bangkok, and then next year we're going to Antalya. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know if travel excites you. When I first looked at this business opportunity, this is many years ago now, I saw this slide and I thought to myself, why on earth would I want to go away on holidays with a bunch of people I don't even know? And worse than that, I was already, with my job, I was already a gold frequent flyer with Virgin and a gold frequent flyer with Qantas. I traveled so much. So the thought of traveling without my children was like, oh no, I don't want to do that. You know, I don't want to go on these holidays where I don't spend time with my children. But the biggest serendipity that has come from this business is that there's two things, and exactly about travel, two things. One is, I have a lifestyle now where I can be with my children whenever I want to, wherever I want to. And so I can go away on holidays and then be with Peter and enjoy every moment with him without our children because I've enjoyed so many of the moments all the time. This is not time I have to wait for. I don't have to put on hold time just for when I've got paid leave, because I can have holidays and go be with my kids when I want to. The other amazing, biggest serendipity that has come from this business is the people that I now travel with are my family. They're my mentors, my friends, my very best of friends. And, you know, they're as close to me as my family are. And I love having holidays with them. I love spending time with them. And another really exciting thing is Antalya is actually going to be a family trip. So not only can you go, but you can bring your family, okay, as long as they're under 18, which of course my children won't be by that stage. But anyway, I'm sure if we wanted to, we could pay for them to come along. So again, lots of dots and stuff are missing from these slides, but basically once you pay it forward and, you know, you build this kind of business that's like 100 to 150 people, by this stage you are equipping people, empowering them, and they then go and do this as well. And then all of a sudden you can build multiple communities of people doing the same thing. By this stage, you know, you're earning in excess of $100,000 a year. And again, this is not something you have to quit your job for. So this is on top of the money that you're already earning. And of course, you can quit your job. You know, we would get counsel on that. But it is an amazing opportunity that presents itself with this particular model where people can be equipped and empowered to build businesses with you. So why is this thing so unique? Because trust me, it is unlike anything. I've worked 20 years in corporate. I've also run my own business. My parents ran their own businesses for many, many years, and this is completely unique to anything you've seen. First of all, you have got a coach who is invested in your success. Just like they're invested in your health results, they are invested in your success. It is in their best interest to help you be successful. They are going to mentor you on your goals. Business goals, health goals, you know, I mean, our mentors help us around everything, family, finances, you name it, they're there. We have a very established optional training system. This system, Network 21, has been around for decades, and not only has it been around for decades, but it has proven thousands of times over to be able to help people with financial freedom and to be able to tick off those things that are on that chart. It's also very flexible and self-managed, so you can do it at your own pace, in your own time. You know, it's like a choose your own adventure story. Whatever you put in, you will get out from this business. but it's a very different type of income. It is definitely not like the consulting income I had. It is definitely not like having a job. It is a very different type of income. And trust me, this type of income takes your stress away. If financial stress is something you have, this business can take that away for you. So we talked about the fact that you're already working as a team. You've got you've got a coach, you've got Amway, you've got Network 21. Well, guess what? If you choose that you want to do something a little bit more than just get healthy, we just add a few components on. Your coach becomes your mentor. Through Amway, not only can you get coupons, but you'll actually have this core rebate system that you get paid back money every single month. As well as that, the seminars don't just become a place where you can connect with the community, enjoy the connection and the chemical change, but you can actually go there for business support and development, professional development. So it's really easy to get going. You just have to get healthy. I would say many of you have already been ticking the box on that. Do at least one cycle on HealthPointe. Make a list of people you would love to help. Who are those people on your heart that you know if you could give this gift to them, it would change their lives? And then start talking to people. Share what is going on for you. Share that you feel wonderful. And then if you feel comfortable, introduce the HealthPointe program to them. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, introduce them to your coach. Tell them that you've got a coach you've been working with who's been able to help you, and you want to introduce them to your coach so that your coach can help you just like your coach can help them, just like your coach has helped you. Okay? They're going to love on your friends and family just as much as they've loved on you. So then you can introduce them, and then, of course, your coach will help them get started on the program. So it's really easy to get going. Again, all the documents disappeared from this presentation tonight, but it does say 1, 2, 3, 4 normally. So number 1, go and pay it forward. Give it away to other people, okay? You can change someone's life just by introducing this and being open with them about what you're doing. If you are interested to go to the next step and go, okay, well, how do I pay it forward? What do I need to do now to help if I want to help other people, what do I need to do? Well, the next step would be to book an appointment with your coach to do the starting point guide and let them take you through the financials. I haven't taken you through that tonight. They can take you through the financial model. And then you can start changing your shopping. The wonderful thing is there's so many things available. Like I said, I was using all these products actually before I even came into this environment. Then come and experience more. Come to a live weekend. You will not know what this really, really is until you have come to a live weekend. So thank you so much for inviting me to share with you this evening. And I'm going to hand back to Sandy Camper.
All right, thank you. That was so great. So tonight, you kind of got a great example of what this program is like and how you can make money this way. Maybe a little bit confusing, but if this is something that you're interested in coaching people or making money by coaching people, then please reach out to your coach and they can definitely help you with that. So I hope everybody has a great night and we will see you on Monday.